My friend Parkrose Permaculture, my mutual on this app, stitched one of my videos where I was just like saying, no, somebody asked me a question, like, could you ever have envisioned how bad it was going to get during Donald Trump's second term? And I said, no. And she stitched it with an excellent example. A few days ago, after the Supreme Court decision, throwing out what remained of the Voting Rights Act, and every southern state rushed and is rushing as fast as they can to take away congressional representation from 26 million black Americans. She played a clip from the Speaker of the House, the State House in Alabama. His last name's Ledbetter. And he was speaking very calm and in a non-vitriolic, non-emotional manner. And he said, now we just got to get the Supreme Court to overturn the 14th Amendment. Just in case you didn't think this was about race, the 14th Amendment gave slaves citizenship in the United States, gave black people citizenship in the United States. And the Speaker of the House in the state of Alabama wants the United States Supreme Court to repeal the 14th Amendment because half of the United States black population lives in the South. The total population of black Americans is around 52 million people. And the Republican Speaker of the House in the state of Alabama wants the United States Supreme Court to strip citizenship from 52 million black Americans, because the 14th Amendment also contains birthright citizenship. What do you suppose Mr. Ledbetter would like to do to 52 million black Americans after their citizenship has been stripped of them? How do you think Mr. Ledbetter and people who think like him would treat black Americans? Every single Republican, every single voter who voted for Donald Trump are racists. Every single fucking one of them are racists. Every conservative member of the United States Supreme Court is a racist. This is all about race. It's not about class.
Ratified on July 9, 1868, the 14th Amendment is a cornerstone of the U.S. Constitution that granted citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the U.S., including former slaves, and guaranteed equal protection and due process under the law. It prohibits states from abridging citizens' privileges or depriving them of life, liberty, or property without due process. Nathaniel Ledbetter, House Speaker, has ignited outrage across Alabama after boldly suggesting the United States Supreme Court should reconsider or effectively gut the 14th Amendment. This would allow Republicans to push forward a congressional map courts already determined discriminated against black voters.
Ledbetter is a dumbass racist who was brought into this world from his mother, and the mother's brother. He is an incest racist baby. That does not think past his racist bullshit. This is not the 50s and 60s. Do you think for one moment that blacks and people of color are going to let you inbreeding racist freaks bring back slavery? The number of people of color far exceeds the number of individuals involved in white supremacist. Even among white Americans, the vast majority do not align with extremist ideologies. While it's hard to pinpoint exact numbers of you freaks, because they're relatively small and secretive, people of color and the broader population outnumber them by a huge margin. And you start that bullshit and we will see to it you goat fuckers and daughter rapist freaks in the South do not have a life there or any other place in this country. Fuck around and find out. All that incest that runs in your blood is making you really dumb. You know how your grandfather would hang blacks from trees? It's time for a turnaround. We fight back now. We do not take your shit when you push too far.
Success. Rosewood wasn't a place of struggle. It was a place of power. While the neighboring town of Sumner was gripped by the Great Depression early, Rosewood was a self-sustaining empire. They had their own turpentine mill, a bustling general store, a dedicated post office, and a Masonic lodge that stood as a symbol of their unity. These families didn't just live on the land, they owned it. But in 1923, black excellence was seen as a threat. The match was struck on New Year's Day. Fannie Taylor, a white woman from Sumner, staggered out of her house claiming a black man had assaulted her. But the truth was hidden in the shadows. Local accounts and later investigations revealed it was her white lover, a man who worked for the railroad, who had beaten her during an argument. To protect her honor, she chose a target: Rosewood. Within hours, the peace was shattered. A mob of hundreds, fueled by hate and a desire to seize what they hadn't built, descended on the town. They began by kidnapping and lynching Sam Carter, the local blacksmith, after forcing him to lead them into the woods. But they underestimated Rosewood's resolve. The Carrier family turned their two-story home into a fortress. Sylvester Carrier, a man who refused to bow to intimidation, led a desperate defense. For hours, they fought a pitched gun battle against the mob to protect the women and children huddled in the attic. Sylvester and his mother, Sarah, were killed when the mob finally set the house ablaze, but they took several attackers with them. For the next 6 days, Rosewood became a killing field. Families fled into the freezing, waist-deep water of the Gulf Coast swamps, hunted like animals.
They had families hiding in swamps for days. And that's only part one. Comment Rosewood.
Of our sons and daughters have been killed in Trump's war for Israel against Iran, and over 5,000 have been wounded. But they haven't brought them to the United States yet, because they don't want the people of the United States to know that. So they've shipped them to Germany. America, I want to ask you something. Are you willing to send 50,000 of our sons and daughters to die fighting for Israel? Are you willing to send 50,000 of our sons and daughters to die fighting for Benjamin Netanyahu? Are you willing to send 50,000 of our sons and daughters to die fighting for Donald Trump and his fellow predators in the Epstein class? Are you really prepared to lose 50 or 1,000 or more of our sons and daughters in a war that we have absolutely no reason fighting? I say not one more drop of American blood for the Zionist bankers, for AIPAC bribed politicians in Washington, D.C., or for the war profiteers in the military-industrial complex. Not one more drop. Over 9